So when you get in, this is, is my microphone working? Yeah, it is, okay, just testing. So when you get into the class, you basically see this format. You and the students see pretty much exactly the same thing, except for you see a bunch of things that they don't see here, because we've disallowed the students to be able to click on. We can choose what they can see and what they can't see on the left-hand menu, and the way we do the class is there's no need for them to see anything else. We give them home, announcements and grades. That's all they can see on the left. It's really simple. And the way the class works is it's just so dead simple. They just click on the first item at the top of the class, which is going to be some kind of either a page or a quiz or a page of videos or whatever it is. So this one happens to be a place where they click on a video just telling them about how our online classes function. And then they take a quiz, and I'll just show you what it looks like when you take a quiz. They take a quiz just to kind of show that they've understood that. It's as simple as that. When they click on the home button again, they just go on to the next thing. It's just top down. You click on that and then do whatever is inside of it. Then you click on that and do whatever is inside of it, and you just keep going down the page. And the way we run our class is for the syllabus, we don't give them a document or anything. There's just bulleted items in the syllabus folder, and because the syllabus itself, as far as assignments, is what you see on the page. You see assignments, you see due dates, you see points associated with them, and it just works like that. So if there's some kind of materials to watch in Unit 5, you're going to click on the page that has the materials on. We just copied them from the Idaho class. So we have the same content. We've done it a bit differently. We've made it into a video because Captivate didn't work so well, and that's so you don't hear it because it's through my headphones. Anyway, so the materials are all laid out for them. Right now, we actually put the all of the textbook materials in PDFs. We'll have to take that off because they don't want us to do that. We may end up trying to replace those materials with free materials from something, but if you end up doing it, we'll work with you on that. See if we can find free resources so we don't even need the book, because that's typically what we do for our students. Because some of them are in just such poor countries they can't afford the books. But if we have to, we'll send out the books to them and just pay for it for our program. Anyway, so in this case, the student would have seen that page, and it tells them to complete this, what to do next. Read those articles, do the class discussion, do the self-assessment, but then they can click on the next thing if they want, or they can go to the home page. So on the home page, where is it? So in that module I was in Unit 5, the self-assessment is a quiz, and the discussion is here, so it's telling them they've got to do these things, but they're just in order. Do that thing, do that thing, do that thing, do that thing, and you're done. And students find this really, really easy to follow. And that's really kind of how we lay it out, and it's just pretty easy to change. I'll give you once you tell me you're ready to, or if we actually do go and start working on this, then I'll give you access to a bunch of tutorials about how to edit and make changes. It's very, very simple. Now, so anyway, you can look around and see if there's anything missing, or just kind of get a general idea. As a teacher, this is so simple, this system. If I click on a class that I'm in, I look after. So this class here, Entrepreneurship 275, if I have something to grade, it tells me here what there is left to grade. And if I click on one of the things to grade, I can get to it two ways. One, I can just go to my to-do list and click on something that's there to grade. And then I go to what's called the speed grader. And then once I'm in the speed grader, I can drop down and see a list of all the students and see who's left to grade. Or I can just move through them one by one. And these have all been graded. These are video assignments that students do. And then we have, while we're grading them, so if it's a video assignment, video discussion, then I can play the video. And again, you won't hear it because it's on my headphones, but then I can bring up the rubric, edit the rubric, and then click on the where I want to grade them on this rubric. So that's how I do that. So if I Now this is a very simple rubric, but we can make them really complicated and put all the details in the actual boxes to describe why they're getting the points they're getting. We find that's really helpful. Students have no question about their grades when we do that. Anyway, so that's an example of the speed grader. And the other way we can get to those things, I guess there was nothing actually left to grade, but the other way we can get to them is just clicking on an assignment itself. So if I click on student introductions, also the icons. Q means a quiz, and A means an assignment, and that means a discussion, and that just means a page. So a page doesn't have anything to do for a student other than click on it and read it and play videos on it. In a discussion, and that can be text or video, that just means that they have to submit things into the discussion. The big difference between an assignment and a discussion is the student can see all of the other student posts in a discussion, and an assignment only the teacher can see whatever they've done. But you can have students submit the same thing to either a discussion post or an assignment. The big difference is do you want the other students to see it or not. So in the cases where we only want the teacher to see it, it's an assignment, and when we want the students to see each other's work, it's put in a discussion format, which is often a discussion, but we can also in that format say we want you to submit your paper, and then we want you to go and watch two other students or go and see their papers and make comments or something like that. So wherever you want to see, either have students have a discussion or you want them to see each other's work, then it's in a discussion. We can also do peer review through assignment. We don't use that very often, but we can do. There's lots of things that can be done. If you want to post a new announcement, you just click on new announcement and do an announcement. Everything is just really simple. Now there is different ways the Instructure has for showing a class. You can change the homepage layout, but we do all ours through the modules approach, because I think it's just so simple. But as a teacher, you can go and see the stuff that's been put together in other ways. For example, we've got all these quizzes. You can click on the quizzes and see all the quizzes in one place. And I can click all of the assignments, which actually brings up everything. In Instructure world, in Canvas, everything that a student can do is an assignment. So in here you've got the quizzes, and you also got the discussions and the other assignments. They're all on this page, and we can put them into different groups really easily. And this other work hasn't been done in this class of doing that right, but let's go back to the English class, see if we've done that. So if I click on assignments, okay, so right now everything is okay. The assessments are put together, the syllabus will start here, and then everything else should be called start here. Yeah, that should be just assignments. I'm just going to rename that. Assignments, update it. Now if we want, in these we can also add a grading rule. If you want to drop the lowest 2 scores from that group or something like that, you can do that. Right there. So that's the power of having these different assignment groups, because you can decide if you want to drop scores or just have them separated that way. And if you want, you can weight them. If you want to weight them, we don't do that because it gets confusing to students, so I don't use it. But if you want to, you can weight them that way. To see, let me go back to this other class so you can see what the gradebook looks like. If I click on grades, if I'm a teacher, then I see all the grades for all the students. This is probably an Instructure or Canvas's worst feature right now. They're working on it. It's just slow and kind of clunky. It works, but it's just not very fast, and they're working on making it fast. Just a big grid of your grades, and at the end, on the far right, you can get this to work. It's just slow, refreshing. It shows you all of the individual assignments and scores, but it also shows you the groups that you've set up and the total. And the big gotcha on this is that this total is showing you right now, based on the things that students have done, their score. So if they've only done 2 assignments, then it shows they've got that much in the 2 assignments. If you want to see how they're doing across the whole class, but including the ones they haven't done yet and things that haven't been graded, you click on that one. Now it will show you their true grade so far in the class, if based on the amount of work, if that makes sense. These are all. I'm just doing this really fast to kind of give a quick overview. Back to this class. Now, what I've done for this term, just to play with this, I actually put my 12-year-old student as a son as a student in this class. He's homeschooled anyway, and obviously he can't do it to this level, but I just made him go and do these materials as part of his homeschooling, just so I can get it's good for him anyway to do some writing, but also it's good to test how this functions. So he's right now as a student. I don't see right now that he's submitted anything. Let's have a look. Student introductions. Let's see if he even did it. He didn't. So on these introduction pages, let me go to this other one again so you can see what it's like. Oh, this is a fun class. So in Instructure, what we do is videos instead of text for introductions. So a student introduces themselves with a little video that they post, and it's really fun because these are students from kind of all around the world. We have students in 50 countries now, and I just picked out yesterday this student, because I've been to Mongolia, I know what it's like. This student is doing her videos from a tent in Mongolia, which is just really neat, I think. You won't be able to hear it because I've got my, oh, it's for it. Anyway, so you get the idea. Students do their introductions and they respond to each other as well. So what we say is do your own introduction and then respond to two other students. So these are responses to this student. And we can do so when we have a discussion, we do the same thing. We often say something like, post your ideas about such and such, and then respond to two other students, just like you already do in the English class, except for we use video instead of text sometimes. There may be a deliberate reason to use text in writing class, or maybe it's okay to use video. It depends on the objective. And this is where we would put in the teacher and or tutor video introductions. And that's that class. Yeah, there's nothing yet in the English class for that. So I think that will mostly make sense, and it's just worth having a quick look around, see how it functions. But it's really easy to teach in these classes because of mostly the speed grader or the discussion format's really easy. You get emails whenever a student has added to a topic if you're going to reply to it. I'm sure that kind of thing is probably the same as Brain Honey, but the actual layout of these classes, we found so far no students come in saying they like the Brain Honey approach if they've already taken our classes, just because it's laid out so much simpler for a student in this format. And that's just sort of a general overview. Sorry, I'm going on a bit.